play for all.
In this video, we will take a second look at our Catch It V2 code and start investigating. In the previous lessons, students examined the code, predicted what might happen, and saw if they were correct. Today, they get to ask, what if? Investigating the code lets students change some aspect of the code and see what happens with the change, giving them skills to then modify the code and make it their own. Let's dive in! Looking at the on-start set of blocks, changing the values of score and life is a great place to start. Next, try to increase or decrease the value of the game's speed variable. What value makes the game easier or harder to play? Try turning off the Stay on Screen block. How would these changes impact a gamer with a physical disability? Let's modify some blocks that impact the visual appearance of the game. Click on the oval icon in the Set Paddle To block and modify the paddle's color and length in the editor. Then test out various background colors. Is there a color combination that might be easier or hard to view? Now for a closer look at the game update set of blocks. As you remember, the blocks here are repeated every set time interval. What happens if you increase or decrease this time? Just like our paddle sprite, click on the oval icon and modify the color and shape of the star. Looking at the random range within the Set Position block, what would happen if you made this range wider or more narrow? Who might benefit from these changes? For the game controller set of blocks, try and change the values of the X velocity both negative and positive. Is there a value that makes the game unplayable? In the collision and on-destroyed sets of blocks, play around with the auditory and visual feedback the player receives. Change the visual effect and how long it generates for, or change the tone that is played and for how long. Does this make a difference in gameplay? What about ending the game? What happens if we change the game over block or add additional features? For the pause functionality, what happens if we remove the text instructions? Will the player know what is happening? Note that you don't need to delete a block if you're not sure you might still need it. You'll notice that once the block is dragged out into the workspace, it is grayed out. This means the program will not run that particular block. You can always drag it back in. Hopefully, after some investigating, your students will be ready to modify the game and start adding some of their own elements. Have students explore the various toolbox menus and blocks and see what they may add to the game. maybe adding a timer or a way to win the game. Or maybe they can change up the visual and auditory features of the game. From here, you can encourage free exploration, or if you would like more structured support, we also created sample code snippet cards. You'll find those in the Teaching Resources folder. As they modify their own programs, encourage students to think about how these changes impact gamer accessibility. Up next, we will explore the keyboard accessibility functionality within the Arcade Editor to support coders with physical disabilities.